We're joined now by Seth Kaplan from Airline Weekly. Nice to have you with us, Seth. Boy, this weather is really not what anybody counted on. In addition to the delays and the cancellations today, how much is this going to impact the next couple of days over Christmas?
Oh, it's going to be tough because the difference today is that you just don't have as many seats on the next flight to accommodate travelers. So, I mean, the nature of delays and cancellations is no different than on any other day. It just so happens that this very bad day is, the Tuesday, the night before Christmas Eve, and yeah, I mean, had this been a week ago, it wouldn't have mattered that much because you would have had empty seats on the next flight to reaccommodate passengers. On a day like today, a whole lot of inconvenienced travelers. I mean, you do the math. You think about those 600-something flights, 150 or something passengers on average on each flight. Multiply that. A lot of people fighting for very few empty seats.
A lot of people, my in-laws included, although I'm happy to tell you that after their flight was canceled, they got on a new one. We've talked so much about lower fuel prices over the last few weeks and how that's impacting travel. And as we know, 100 million people traveling, but only 5.8 million flying, the rest of them driving. Did that impact at all, though, the decision for perhaps more people to fly last minute? Were they getting any deals ahead of this holiday season?
They were, Erica. I was amazed at some of the fares that have been out there, not even just booking way in advance, but even just in the last few weeks. I mean, look, what happened was airlines realized that with fuel being cheap, they can deal with airfares that are lower than they used to be. So then it really comes down to basically supply and demand economics. Just put more of something into the marketplace and the average price of it drops. And that's what's been happening with airfares because airlines are growing more. They're flying more flights, more seats. That's pushed down airfares, and yeah, you have more people traveling now because of that. And the good thing is paying less to do it on average than they were the past few years. The bad thing is that on a day like today, yeah, we're all stuck together at the airports.
You better hope you've got a good book with you. We always say, mostly seriously, to pack your patience. But in addition to that, any other tips for anybody who is going to be making their way to the airport in the next couple of days, Seth?
Yeah, there are some things that you can do to basically win what, as I said a minute ago, is kind of a competition for those few empty seats. I mean, one thing is, tell the airline how flexible you are. I mean, look, they're going to do a pretty good job looking for that next seat to LaGuardia, if that's where you're flying. But if you don't mind going to JFK instead, tell them that. If you don't mind going to Hartford, if that's what you have to do to get close to your destination, tell them that because they won't assume it. When they tell you, hey, get in that long line over there, people at the customer service counter, get in the line, but call the airline to do whatever you can to get to them and get that seat before somebody else grabs it.
And do it with a smile on your face, right?
Yes, absolutely.
Seth Kaplan, appreciate it. Thanks.
Thank you, Erica.